Hello my friends, and welcome back to our continuing blind let's play of Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your story basically channel, and today, continuing on Act 1. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today as we begin our journey heading to the Underworld. The name of Persephone's.
Welcome to the Underworld.
Wow. How have I never heard of this place?
Persephone keeps it a secret, while still managing to draw a crowd every night. Don't ask me how. Here in the Underworld, idols can be themselves, even if they don't look human.
Hi, Pan. It's dangerous, not your kind of place. Odd place to find Persephone. Not your kind of place?
Do you come here often?
Oh, no. Persephone and I aren't friends.
Is she friends with anyone?
Not many, no. Except Calliope, apparently.
Apparently.
If we're to find Persephone in all this, we'll need to split up. Have you considered what you'll say to her?
Oh, there's two choices here and they're both locked out. Candace Master? Not really.
Not really. What do you suggest?
Well, if I know Persephone, and I do, she won't be up for a chat.
Yeah, she seems very
you need to be
sociable.
prepared to use your powers, as you did with me. Come find me in the crown if you need anything. Otherwise, be careful, Grace.
Talk to Apollo. Talk to Eros. Talk to Hermes. Talk to Pan. Sorry, a little distracted there. I heard something outside. It's thunder. We have bad storms in the area for the past couple days. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue. Talk to Apollo. Yeah, let's just go down the list.
I thought this would be easier, but it's as if Persephone left instructions to thwart me. Every staff member I approach screams and runs off. I hope your search has been more successful.
Can you tell me about Persephone?
It might help if I knew more about Persephone.
It couldn't hurt. What would you like to know, exactly?
What's her story?
My Greek mythology is a little rusty, but isn't Persephone the one who was kidnapped?
Yep, and she ate
you know
six.
about that. What else do you know?
Just that Persephone was a sweet girl and Hades, Lord of the Underworld, swept her off to the land of the dead.
So she has to spend 6 months in the world and 6
Without
months
so
in the
much as a by your leave, yes. Her mother, Demeter, was so enraged she blanketed the world in ice, rendering it barren and infertile. Zeus was forced to act. He decreed that Persephone would be shared between Demeter and Hades, and thus the matter was resolved. Well, you asked. That's her story, as the mortals tell it.
How much of that is actually true?
So tell me, how much of Persephone's legend is true?
Well, let's see. Hades did kidnap Persephone. That certainly did happen. The idols almost went to war over it until Zeus intervened and ordered Hades and Persephone to wed. That quieted things. At least until Persephone killed Hades.
Persephone killed Hades? Wait, what? She killed him?
Whoa.
As I understand it, Hades was not kind to her. I'd like to say we handled it well, that Zeus and the idols were mindful of what Persephone had been through, but that would be a lie. Persephone was punished for the murder, the underworld taken from her, and we all stood by and let it happen. She has never forgiven us, and honestly, I can't blame her.
I totally forgot that I have journal articles to read. We'll do that maybe after we finish the Underworld here. I can't blame me either, but that was a long time ago. But the idols have changed.
Have the idols changed much, you think, since those days?
Well, you know the saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
It's not your kind of place, is it?
You don't come here often, I'm guessing?
Never. I'm sure Persephone only sent the membership as a formality. I doubt she thought I'd ever use it.
Don't you ever have fun? No drinking or dancing in Apollo land?
Once. When I had the Muses to keep me company.
I'll keep you company. No, I'm not saying that. Although he does seem like a really good guy. Really does. I do like him. He's cool. And he stuck up for me. But that means he could just be setting me up for the future. I don't know. Try living a little.
You know, fun doesn't just happen, Apollo. It's okay to not beat yourself up 100% of the time.
I know.
I know you know, but you're in a club. Live a little.
This style of music is unfamiliar to me, but thank you, Grace. I'll try my best.
Persephone murdered an idol?
Wait, Persephone killed another idol.
Oh, long time ago, yeah.
What about all of Athena's rules? Wouldn't Persephone have been, I don't know.
Executed? The murder of Hades is probably why we now have that rule. Back then, we heard Persephone had usurped Hades' throne, but we couldn't believe it. It just wasn't done. Now, of course, I look back and think we should have seen it coming. Oh, the benefit of hindsight.
Why didn't you see it coming? You're the god of prophecy.
When I look, I learned long ago not to.
What did she do next?
So what happened to Persephone after...
The murder? She survived, like the rest of us. She got older, and when we came to the New World, I think she would have left us if it was allowed. It isn't, so instead she did as she pleased. She started a cult, became a crime boss.
Oh, what?
It was after her last transition, but honestly, I have no insight into anything Persephone does these days.
I should probably keep looking.
I'll get going. I still need to find Persephone.
I'll keep trying as well.
Talk to Apollo. Oh, I just talked. Why did I do that again?
No luck yet, I'm afraid. And why is the music here so loud?
Yeah, sorry about
I'll
that.
get going. I still need to find Persephone.
I'll keep trying as well.
Eros. Eros. Cupid? God of love? That Eros?
Oh, hey. You're the new Muse, aren't you?
I guess I am, yeah.
Aphrodite mentioned it. Didn't figure I'd see you here, though. Oh, excuse the manners. Name's Eros, god of sex.
Oh, hey? That's not exactly what I was expecting. But alright.
Did you say that you're the god of sex?
Desire, really. Sensuality. Attraction. Why? Were you expecting a chubby little flying baby with a bow and arrow?
I wasn't.
I actually preferred Cupid, but Pan had to be the trickster. Spread all those stupid stories.
I'm sorry.
Why? It's not your fault. Just another grudge I get to carry around forever.
How do you know Aphrodite?
You know Aphrodite, right? I only met her the once.
Sure, she's my mother. You know how it is.
Mother.
How would I know? New here, remember?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't thinking. But you hear a lot of idols talk about each other like that. You know, mother, brother, sister, grandfather. None of us are actually related. We just played a family for so many centuries, it may as well be true.
Aphrodite's your mother?
So Aphrodite is your mother, but not really.
That's right. A long time ago, she took care of me when I needed taking care of. The mortals, they just assumed. These days, well, It's not like that anymore. We're not as invulnerable as we used to be. Least of all, Aphrodite.
What are you doing here?
The god of sex at a club. Looking for someone?
Once I might have, sure. Now I'm just here to see it happen.
See what happened?
Look out there. See all these people. The hope, the anticipation, the connections, they bounce off each other. To me, it's like lightning.
Sounds like fun.
There are worse ways to spend a night out.
I used to make it happen, you know. Mortals once begged me to make it happen, to inspire true love. But now I only inspire sex. Not the same thing. It's just as well. People should find true love the hard way. They'll value it more.
Is everything okay?
You seem a little distracted. Is everything okay?
Of course it is. Sure. Not obvious, huh? Truth is, I don't come here that often. No, it's hard to get away. I just want... No, never mind.
You okay? You can talk to me.
I'm willing to listen if you need to talk.
I appreciate that. Maybe some other time.
I need to find Persephone.
Here's the thing. I'm looking for Persephone, but I can't find her anywhere.
Well, I know where she is, but I question whether she'd be happy to see you. Look, I like you, but Mother told me what happened at the chorus. I don't want to cause trouble with Persephone.
I understand. There won't be a problem.
What if I could guarantee that there wouldn't be a problem?
Aha. How could you guarantee that?
First, I'd reassure you that I'm here to work things out with Persephone. I don't want to fight. Second, if that didn't pan out, I'd tell her I lied to you.
Making me the idiot who fell for it.
Oh, I don't know. I can be tricksy.
Okay. Fine. When you're ready to see her, you let me know, and I'll take you. Deal?
Deal.
Excellent. That was really good. Hermes.
Whoa, you're here. I mean, you gotta be somewhere, but you're here.
Hello, Hermes.
Sorry about running off on you back at the thing. Didn't really have a choice, but sorry anyway.
What's your story?
You're not much like the other idols, are you?
No? I haven't been an idol very long. Maybe like a year? I've lost track.
A year?
So I'm not the one to ask about the idol stuff. It's all cool, but mostly I do whatever Athena asks. Athena says one day I'll sit on the chorus. That'll be sick. Can you imagine me in charge?
Why not?
Why not? Maybe you can shake some dust off the other idols.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of dust.
You're right about that.
I don't think Athena would let me clean anything anyway. She won't even let me touch her spear.
How do you know she died?
When Calliope died, you were right there. Within moments. How did you know?
I told you. I got word, so I came.
But how did you get word?
Look, when an idol dies, I have to be there. So I just know. It's a Hermes thing.
Did you take the body?
To take the body, clean up the blood, that sort of thing?
Oh, that too, yeah. But that's on Athena's orders.
To keep the idols secret?
Sure. Can you imagine the questions? I don't know how we hide so well as it is.
How'd you become an idol?
You've only been an idol for a year? How did that happen?
Probably same way it did with you.
Oh, the old Hermes died in your arms and then they accused you of his murder?
No. Well, yes. I mean, no, not like that. But yeah. I was there when he died. We were friends and I was having trouble at home and he helped me out. I miss him.
How did he die?
Can I ask how he died?
He didn't want to be here anymore.
Oh.
You mean...
I'd rather not talk about it. I'm him now. It's all good.
I love you, my friends. Always know that. What do you know about the murder?
This is probably a stupid question, but do you know who might have killed Calliope?
Ugh, why would I know anything about that?
When you came to the apartment, it seemed like you knew her.
Oh no, I only met her once. She didn't live with the rest of the idols or hang out with us very much. She seemed nice though. Angry, maybe. But I don't know who'd want to hurt her.
So like idols, angry, you don't seem as sad.
You don't seem that sad about it. Not like Apollo.
He's sad about everything. As for me, I don't know. Part of her is in you now, right? That's how I see it.
See you later.
We'll see you around.
If you die, then for sure. But, don't die.
Dr. Pan.
As I live and breathe, if it isn't our dear Muse.
Hi, Pan.
Tell me, have you decided to leave your troubles behind and join us in the land of shadows and revelry?
Well, I need not die first. What are you doing here?
I'm guessing it's a total coincidence that I'm running into you here.
It must be. The alternative would be that I knew a great many things ahead of time.
Well, did you?
Do I look like an oracle? I am here to listen to thrilling music and meet delicious people. My tastes are simple.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of simple tastes, my glass is empty again. The service here is appalling.
How can I trust you?
The things you say, the things you don't say. You don't make yourself seem trustworthy. You know that?
Trust is for the weak and the penniless.
Still not helping.
Why, Grace, are you assuming that I, Pan, am some sort of scoundrel?
Oh, maybe a murderer.
Either that or a murderer. One of the two.
Well, I didn't realize you saw me as dangerous.
You think it's funny?
I think everything's funny, Grace. It's part of my charm.
You coming often?
I assume you're a regular at this club?
And why would you assume that, dear Grace?
The horns, you. Do you know Persephone well?
There is no knowing Persephone well. She won't have it. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Long ago, we were all very different. Over the span of ages, however, even mountains erode.
Pretty. Very poetic. Thanks for the
I should
address.
thank you for the address. It's what led me here.
And the address, not
No
address.
need to thank me. You'll owe me. Remember, how you managed to stir the sun god from his oh so tiresome gloom, I cannot imagine. Nicely done.
He's been helpful. And I do like him.
I like him. It took some convincing, but at least he's helping me without asking anything in return.
Truly, how do you function with such naivete?
Do you know something I don't?
Yes. I'm sorry, was that in question?
I should go.
I should get going. I'm sure I'll see you
Like
soon.
I can't trust anyone in this
One
game.
can only hope.
Let's go back to Apollo real quick. See if it says anything new.
No luck yet, I'm afraid. And why is the music here so loud?
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything new. Oh, why is everyone scared of Persephone?
I thought she was just mad at me, but everyone seems afraid of Persephone.
Noticed that, did you? Persephone's angry with everyone, and has been for a very long time. I've told you why. But it's more than that. She does not let go of a grudge. 1,000 years could pass, and Persephone will remember what you did like it was yesterday.
I found some help.
I found someone who will bring me to Persephone.
Finally. I'll be right behind you.
You're coming with me? But I thought...
She seems even angrier with you than she is with me. I might be able to mediate.
Cool.
We'll see, I guess.
So, maybe it was a good idea to go back to him. Talk to Persephone. Cool name for a club, Underworld.
If you're angry with anyone, Persephone, be angry with me. It was I who...
I will deal with you later. I was willing to leave you be, Grace, to wait until your guilt was certain. And yet here you are, in my domain, uninvited. Why? Are you here to beg for mercy? Are you here to challenge me? Should I be afraid?
I don't know, should you? I have questions. I don't want to say it sounds too passive. I have questions.
This isn't a challenge, Persephone. I have questions.
Questions for me? Good. Because I have questions for you.
So we agree.
Do you really expect us to believe that Calliope chose you? What's the real story? Did you stumble across her as she lay dying and desperate? Are you an accident? Did you learn what she was? Did you torture her, hold her at the point of death until she agreed to hand over her eidolon?
Can you slow down?
Persephone,
Like,
this isn't...
You
one
have
question at
every
a time.
reason to try to prove your innocence, Grace. But I have no reason to help you.
Calliope lived at your apartment. You're a suspect too. I've had enough. I need your help, Apollo. Yeah.
Now would be a good time to mediate, Apollo.
Is that why you're here, brother? Because you know me so well?
Because I know that you care. Far more deeply than you could ever admit.
How would you know that? You resigned. You abandoned everything and everyone who ever needed you. You don't know the first thing about me, and you never did. Just crawl back into your dark little hole, Apollo.
Calliope lived at your apartment. Sounds so... They both sound very accusatory, so let's just go with the more... Let's go with the one that's actual factual based and not just speculation.
You knew Calliope.
We all knew Calliope.
She was staying at your apartment.
You knew her. Better than I or anyone else suspected.
Are you implying that I had something to do with her death?
Prove you didn't. That's how idols work, isn't it?
Maybe that was the wrong thing to say. Oh, I was about to sing. Let's go.
You hear that? You're in my house, little Muse. You want answers? Fight for them. A lost little girl. You shouldn't have come here. And I sure ain't in the mood to make new friends. Go home, little girl. The shadows drawing near. And you all alone, we both know how this ends. Let's see how far she bends. We all know how this ends.
I like the audience idea. Get them on our side, turn the club against her. See, that really is clever.
Everyone's having a great night. I guess I'm this evening's sacrifice. I'll see what I can do. You deserve a good show. Big hand for your usual MC. She's planned a brutal takedown just for me. Hopefully I'll last a couple rounds. You deserve a good show. I won't let you down.
My, we caught a butterfly, such a delicate thing. What a find, I hope she doesn't mind when we pull off her wings. Maybe you don't know who I am.
Keep Keep playing. Turn the club against her.
Well, I don't know anyone, I'm new. You, what's your name? What do you do? That's the thing with the front row. You're part of the show.
How keen a stand-up routine, knee-deep in a grave. Works the crowd, wrapped in a shroud, a corpse in a cave. Maybe you don't know who I am. Maybe you don't know who I
Can't say I don't know who you are. Some sort of golden age type star. You've never really been on my radar. Before my time, a discontinued line.
Don't you have any idea what you're dealing with, child? Surprise, surprise, coins on your eyes.
That's what they did when you died in Greece.
Give them to the ferryman.
So you give them to the family carry-on, yeah.
Get it in your little head. You're spitting at the queen of the dead.
Out of interest, is anyone here dead? No one? Yeah, that's probably what I would have said. Hey, let's prove that we're alive. Let me hear you. People on my right. Here we go.
This is cool. This game is so cool. Go for the kill? Ah.
On the left now. Come on. Now that's what I call a show.
I love the blue lines, I really do.
Every single one of them a star. Hey, maybe it's you who doesn't know who they are, who they are. Every night they come in here.
Dance and stamp your feet
Spend money on your beer.
as your skin rots off in sheets. You'll be back at my door,
Don't know a single name.
deep below the floor.
They just come here to forget how it ends. Your Majesty, do you understand who I am? Who I am?
Yeah, I'm not just choosing blue because I'm blue, but I really like some of the choices for the blue. Like, they stick out to me. Turn the crowd against her. I mean, all of that. That to me sounded like a good thing to do. She's not happy with us.
No. No, you've earned your answers. Calliope came to me years ago. She'd grown tired of arguing with the idols, tired of being branded a troublemaker. She couldn't watch the idols wither away without a fight. I knew how she felt. So I gave her the apartment.
You gave it to her?
You gave her that beautiful place? That's generous of you.
I had it to give.
Generosity isn't exactly what you're known for, Persephone.
I felt sorry for her, Apollo. Not that it makes any difference. It's been at least 2 years since we spoke. After I heard the news, I went to the apartment and turned it upside down. I had to know the truth.
That was you?
I didn't find anything. Nothing to say what she had been involved with, or gotten into, or who she might have been fighting with.
That tells us a bit.
That means one of two things. Either whatever happened to her was sudden, or it was secret.
I suppose you're right.
Calliope was never one to keep secrets. When she was doing something, everyone knew about it.
None of you were talking to her. Who would she tell?
You're clever. Maybe there's a chance Calliope chose you after all.
I am
If
clever.
it wasn't Grace, that means someone else was behind Calliope's death. Someone who could keep their involvement hidden.
One of us.
Must be an idol. Should we tell Athena? Must be an idol.
Does it have to be an idol? You thought I killed Calliope. Couldn't it have been some other mortal?
Despite how he might look, it's not a simple matter to kill an idol.
It was difficult enough to believe you had done it. If another mortal killed her, they somehow escaped detection. We found nothing, no evidence of a battle.
You looked?
Of course we looked. What do you think was happening while you waited? If Calliope was attacked elsewhere, even magic revealed no trace of it.
Did you say magic?
Wait. Did you say magic?
You can battle me through a song in a world of your own creation, and yet magic is beyond belief?
Well, sure. I just thought...
We have our powers just as you have yours.
I can grow a field of corn like nobody's business.
Some would say our powers are also magic, but true magic is a different and older power. Hecate's domain.
And it was of no use here.
We shouldn't rule it out. We haven't tried everything yet.
Did Calliope have any enemies?
Did Calliope have any enemies? The way you talk about her, she must have. What? What am I missing?
Calliope had a way of making people angry. She could be argumentative.
Yes, but enough to make enemies who wanted her dead?
Not that you or I know of, apparently, but that doesn't mean they didn't exist.
Could Athena be the killer?
What about Athena? She seemed awfully insistent on declaring me guilty, don't you think?
Athena? No, Athena follows the rules.
Well,
Athena has one goal, and one goal only, to protect the idols. And that included Calliope. She'll eventually drive us all mad with her vigilance, but break her own rules? I don't see it.
You're both still suspects.
For all I know, either one of you could have done it and you're just playing along.
Apollo is capable of many things, but lying? He was never any good at it.
whereas we know how capable you are of murder.
Okay, this
The
isn't...
one and only god I killed deserved it.
How'd you call Hades?
Right. Sorry I brought it up.
What about Pan?
What about Pan? He showed up at my place out of nowhere, right after I left the chorus.
He did what?
I have to wonder what his angle is.
He has one, that's for certain. Though I've never thought of him as a killer. It would be too... messy.
Still, we should consider the idea. For him to show up so quickly is... odd.
Couldn't we go to Athena with this? If you've changed your minds and you're both part of the chorus...
Athena would be sympathetic, but... the die has been cast.
She won't go back on the edict, not without clear evidence.
Oh, now you want evidence.
She acted on the information she had. If we want to sway her, we need something better.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You know the idols. Don't you have any ideas?
I told you I wouldn't be of much help, Grace.
Did you now? That's unsurprising. When are you ever of help to anyone but yourself?
Says the woman who forced Grace to challenge her rather than answer a simple question.
Calliope died, Apollo. Calliope, who came with us all the way from the old world.
You think I don't know that? Are you forgetting what the Muses meant to me?
I'm not giving up. This won't help Calliope. Stop fighting. Should I give up? Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Should I give up? Stop fighting.
Stop it! Stop fighting! Is this what the idols are like? You just what? Live forever and never get over anything? Super. Becoming a god was such a gift. Wow.
Calliope, I'm listening.
us what end you were doomed to.
Calliope, blinded by fire, one match did you strike that consumed you.
How could you blame her? What could she have done to earn such a fate? You are blinded.
God of the sun hides from his own eyes. What would you know about fate?
You say that you know her, she was family to us, yet you don't hesitate to accuse her. Oh, queen without a throne, go bitter with fury. Not everyone seeks to betray you.
Stop this. Every action comes with a cost.
And who could she have crossed and lost to?
Apollo, your help is not needed here. Go ahead and abandon another muse.
How could you throw that gauntlet at me? Could your heart shrivel any further?
You abandoned me to a terrible fate.
You replay your injuries
It's
till
far
it's
too
too
late.
late.
You know how far I've been before I
Trapped.
snapped.
This is
This
not
is not
about
about
you.
What if I choose nothing?
Enough. This helps no one.
There he is, God of the sun. Apollo, for my sake, take a deep breath. I need your help, not your anger. These old wounds, they have you paralyzed. Calliope, but one more from you.
She wanted so much more.
She is gone. Follow him or stay.
Chose at the very last second. That was a very last second choice.
That was not my finest moment. Persephone will never let this go.
Was impressive. Really was. I haven't chosen a heart choice yet. Let's see how that goes.
You kind of went dark and stormy back there. It was impressive.
I honestly thought I had left that behind me.
Left what? Signs of life? The world won't wither if you raise your voice, Apollo.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I just wish old habits didn't return so easily around her.
Family thing, huh?
That's why I've tried to avoid my fellow idols for so long. I don't like who I am when I'm with them.
I can relate.
I know what you mean. I'll be 14 around my parents forever.
Try living in their house for 1,000 years.
Ooh, no thanks.
At least coming here was useful. You have a better idea of where to start looking, right?
You're still helping me?
I thought you'd decide that getting me into the Underworld was enough.
What? Bring you to Persephone and then shrug? Not my problem now?
Well, I appreciate it.
What I meant to say is... thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Sorry, I'm not used to asking people for help.
It's all right. I certainly know that tune.
Where do we look next?
Where do we look then?
I need to give it some thought. This won't be easy. If another idol is behind this, they know as well. They had a plan.
So you don't know where to look next?
I need time to sort it out. Just be patient, Grace.
Is Athena really not an option?
I have to ask, is Athena really not an option? She wouldn't see what you see? At all?
I respect Athena. She has dragged us into the modern age, sometimes kicking and screaming. She's why we're alive. But if I said that her need to keep us safe didn't drive her to extremes, I'd be lying. You represent a risk, Grace. To her, that is more important than any notion of compassion or justice.
Maybe our culprit knows that.
Maybe whoever's behind this knows that and is counting on it.
How? No one could have known you would become the Muse.
Maybe they just don't want to muse around. Though why is a good question.
Good thinking. Though I'm not sure who would benefit. Something to keep in mind.
Is there anything I can do in the meantime? Someplace I can look?
Don't you want to relax? You haven't rested since this began.
Relax? Who can relax? I've been sentenced to death, Apollo.
Yep.
Fair point. Even so, go home, Grace. The next time you see me, I'll have a better notion of what to do.
Fine. But I'm holding you to that.
Act 2. All right. Oh, hi,
Hey,
Freddy.
Freddy. Have you been waiting up this whole time?
Yeah? A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. And I'm gonna, what, sleep? I was so worried after you left, and... well, I also felt like crap. You were right to be mad. I said I'd support you as your friend, and I didn't. I don't know why I acted like that. I just had this image of you being swept off into some new world without me.
I'll never leave you behind. You're forgiven. I should apologize, not you. Can't do this without you. I gotta say I should apologize. I kinda did leave her behind.
You're apologizing. After I dumped the whole, hey, I'm a god thing on you? I'm the one who should be sorry.
No. I'm gonna cry.
Wait until after we figure out how to save my sorry life.
Right you are. Tell me what's happened since I saw you last. Huh. Persephone runs a club called the Underworld. That's a little on the nose.
I wouldn't suggest saying that to her face.
And you ended up siding with Apollo? Lord of the Sun, god of prophecy? Do you trust him?
I think so.
I'm not sure. I think so. It doesn't seem like he's lying, but he's hard to read.
Famous last words.
Tell me about it.
So, what are your options? You need to go back to Apollo's place, right?
I could go back to the Underworld. Make sure Persephone isn't taking my decision personally.
Oh, and, there's this. Pan left a card, says, come by Olympus. I doubt he means the mountain in Greece.
I just spoke to him?
I just spoke to him at the Underworld. If he wanted something, why didn't he just talk to me there?
Because he's creepy and wants to get you alone.
Probably.
Still not a fan?
You know how some people just set your teeth on edge? That's Pan. I can't help it. But it doesn't matter. I said I'd help, and that's what I'll do. You can count on me, Grace.
Thanks, Freddy.
The Muse? Oh, the embodiment of inspiration. Can you believe it?
Not really.
Yeah, kinda.
It is pretty wild. I should go talk to what Pan wants, or I could go talk to Persephone, or I can go talk to Apollo. Interesting. Let's start with... It's fine because they don't mention go talk to Persephone. It's I should go talk to Apollo or see what Pan wants. Let's go back to the Underworld.
As I recall, Grace, when I said stay or leave, you chose to leave. If it wasn't clear, I don't give second chances. Or did you have some other reason for darkening my doorstep?
So choices do have impact. It's good to know. I wanted to see you.
I wanted to see you again. Make sure there were no hard feelings.
Oh, so it's a social visit then. Oh, let me be clear. There are no hard feelings. There are no feelings at all. You came, you got what you wanted, you left. Wherever you need to go next, I'm sure Apollo can take you.
You need me.
You haven't considered that maybe you need me for your plans?
What would you know of my plans?
Just that you have them. And if you need anything, it's allies. Allies like me.
Ever persistent. You remind me of her a little.
Of who? Calliope?
It's an interesting offer, Grace. I'll consider it, truly.
Okay. Pan or Apollo? I would talk to Apollo.
Ah, Grace, you're back. That's good. I was just about to call you.
He means he wants me to call you because Paul here still hasn't figured out how to use a phone.
That's not true. I know how. I just don't like them. They're confusing. Anyhow, I've been contemplating our list of suspects, and I think Pan is someone we need to consider.
Oh, what's this about phones?
Wait. You don't like phones?
I just don't like talking to people I can't see.
No, it's the ringtones. They scare the crap out of him. I kid you not.
I'm not frightened. Only a child would be frightened. They're just very loud.
Yeah.
Can we return to the subject of Pan, please?
I thought you discounted Pan.
Why Pan? I thought you'd rejected him as a suspect.
Persephone did, but I've had time to think it over. Pan is a schemer, a traitor in favors. He always has been. His sudden appearance in all this cannot be coincidental.
You think he could have killed Calliope after all?
Perhaps. Or he knows who did and is trying to turn it to his benefit. He always knows more than he pretends.
You should know. Pan asked me to meet him at Olympus. I'm not sure why.
Wait, he wants to see you again? I don't like this.
Me neither.
Neither do I. He decided I owe him a favor after he came to my apartment.
That sounds about right for him. Aphrodite is holding a party of sorts, one you should attend. She is closest to Pan. Indeed, she knows almost all the idols. If anyone is up to something, she's bound to know.
What kind of party is this?
What do you mean by a party of sorts? I mean, I'm always down for a party, but...
It's more of a remembrance than a party, really. It's difficult to describe.
That's awfully vague, Apollo.
It'll be easier to see for yourself. It's nothing you can't handle.
Why can't you talk to Aphrodite?
You know Aphrodite better than I do. Can't you talk to her?
Well, talking to Aphrodite isn't something anyone does with much success these days.
Well, if that's the case, what makes you think I'll get anywhere?
There's a standing invitation for the Muse to attend this party. Calliope never went, so Aphrodite will be thrilled to see you. Trust me. If I thought you couldn't get her to talk, I wouldn't suggest it.
I could just talk to Pan.
I still have that invitation from Pan. Maybe it'd be easier if I just went to see him.
You could, but would you believe anything he had to say?
I might catch him in a lie, which is just as telling.
Well, whatever you do, be careful. I still think Aphrodite is our best bet.
Okay, I'll go. Eventually.
Perfect. I will see you there.
Paul, you should see this. The names you wanted me to look up are getting weird results.
I don't doubt it. I was hoping you could...
Get over here!
No worries, Paul. I'll see you later.
Talk to Pan, Aphrodite's party. So we have options here on, I guess, what our path is next. Let us go to our journal, though, because there's stuff that we need to read in our journal. This may be a good way for me to end episodes to, check the journal. Freddy was at the apartment when Pan arrived, so I had to tell everything. Part of me feels bad for getting involved, but I had to admit none of this felt quite real until I did. What I wasn't expecting was that Freddy would lash out at Pan the way she did. What's wrong with her? First she says she'll support me, no questions asked, and next she's demanding I choose between her and Pan. It's so crazy. And of course Freddy was waiting for up when I got back from the Underworld. She apologized for how things went down with Pan during the song, but honestly, I get it now. My power draws the good and bad out of people, and I don't always get to choose which it will be. At any rate, it's good that I have Freddy at my side during all of this. Calliope. It appears Calliope was staying in an apartment, one that belongs to Persephone of all people. And it's actually not too far from mine. Could it be where Calliope was attacked? Am I crazy for agreeing to go check it out by myself? Calliope was one of 3 idols called the Muses, the last one still living according to Apollo. Once they were his constant companions, but in the last few years they grew apart. Calliope was angry at her, at how the idols had lost their way, and apparently argued with everyone a lot. Which doesn't sound like Calliope I met at all. If it's true, it means she wasn't the most popular idol, and there may be more suspects than I imagined. I visited Calliope's apartment. It was gorgeous, filled with every musical instrument you could imagine, and memorabilia dating back, I don't know, 100 years or more. She had everything she could ever possibly want or need at her fingertips. Is this what it means to be the Muse? Apparently, after years of arguing with the idols and making everyone angry, Calliope finally left Olympus, and that's when she became friends with Persephone, who gave her the apartment. However, Persephone says she hasn't spoken in 2 years, so she doesn't know what Calliope's been doing either. Hermes. I ran into another Hermes at the Underworld. I'm pretty sure they followed me there. They were just vibing. You know, for an idol, they don't seem that bad. They answered one question, at least, about how they showed up at the apartment so quickly. Apparently, when an idol dies, Hermes has to be there. Wherever Hermes is at the time, I guess. They were kind of closed mouths about it, but they just don't know. Strange story, but what else is new? Would you believe Hermes has only been an idol for a year or so? They talk a lot about old Hermes, so I guess they must have gone through someone like me. They were there when the old Hermes died, and his eidolon passed on to them. How often does that happen, I wonder? I keep saying eidolon because of Final Fantasy. Here it's eidolon. Aphrodite. I guess Aphrodite is throwing some kind of party. Apollo thinks I should go since Aphrodite knows everyone who's anyone and might be able to help me. He's being kind of vague about what the party's about, though. Should I be worried? I went to Calliope's apartment, and who should I find there? Apollo, sitting there in the dark in a room that had something been turned inside out by somebody searching for something. He says he did do it, and he was there mourning Calliope. They were close for a long time, it seems, but a rift began between them a couple years ago that never quite healed. Was it the kind of rift that might lead to a murder? For one, he keeps saying that helping me will do more harm than good. What does that even mean? According to him, his prophecies lock you into your fate as soon as you hear them. Which could be good or bad, I guess. Apparently they're not always 100% clear, so maybe he's right. Maybe it's better not to know. Thankfully, Apollo did have another way to help me, namely through a teenage computer whiz who lives at the top of a home, the Oracle. Or just Oracle, as she insists that's just her handle. She found out that Calliope's apartment was owned by Persephone, so off to the nightclub to ask why. Wow, seeing Apollo and Persephone biting each other's head off was really eye-opening. Do all the idols hold grudges against each other like this? If so, it's no wonder one of them got murdered. We got what we went for at the Underworld. But Apollo and Persephone just couldn't stand working together for more than 5 minutes. Finally, he had enough, and so did I. Thankfully, Apollo is still willing to help me out. So much for I'll just make everything worse, Grace. But says he'll need to give our next step some thought. If there's an idol behind it all, then they're a tricky one, which, you know, fantastic. Exactly what I needed. You know, despite all his abs and surfer dude looks, Paul is just like some grandpa who's never managed to keep up with the times. At least there's a chick as keen at all the young whippersnappers passing his house. Unless he does, I mean, how would I know? Athena. Persephone laughed when I asked if Athena might be a suspect, like the suggestion was ridiculous. Athena's entire existence is based on protecting idols, and apparently she never breaks her own rules. She sounds so fun. Yeah, that may be a disguise, though. According to Oracle, Persephone owns the apartment Calliope was living in, so they knew each other? They were close. I guess she's next on my list of idols to talk to. Though I have a feeling she's not going to be very happy to see me. Apollo gave me the lowdown on Persephone. Apparently the whole story about how she was kidnapped by Hades, Lord of the Underworld, is more or less true. He made Persephone his bride against her will, and the other idols did squat to stop it. What the stories don't mention is how she later killed Hades and took his throne. only to have that throne taken away by the other idols as punishment for the murder. Persephone is pretty ticked about it still, and honestly, who wouldn't be? Things broke down between Apollo and Persephone very quickly. Persephone just couldn't resist taking pot shots, and Apollo couldn't help but respond. It's pretty sad to watch. Eventually, Apollo lost his cool completely and stormed out, and I went with him. At least we got what we came for? Well, so much for that. I went back to Underworld to try and smooth things over with Persephone, but I think walking out with Apollo has ended any chance of helping me. Too bad, because I felt like I was just getting through to her a bit. But there's this wall she has up that she just won't let me past. I'm back the morning after going through the ringer, having just discovered some kind of ancient muse, and guess who shows up in my apartment uninvited, poking around the kitchen like he's considering investment. The idol's name is Pan, and I don't know what his deal is. He is a bit too smooth, seems to know a bit too much, and he isn't saying, and just happened to avoid a point me, which he offered for a price, of course. This one's shady, folks. I could just guess what kind of favor he's going to want. I actually ran into Pan again at the Underworld just by coincidence, so he says, hanging around the very place his tip eventually led me to. Granted, the Underworld is his kind of place, but what are the odds? Neither Apollo nor Persephone seem to consider Pan much of a suspect. He's not a murderer, according to them, and even though his sudden involvement is really suspicious. Huh. This is interesting. I thought Apollo and Persephone had kind of dismissed the idea of Pan being a suspect when we're all together. But Apollo suggests that Pan's a schemer, and we couldn't completely disregard the idea. Pan certainly does seem like the kind of idol who could be involved in nefarious deeds, I guess. I mean, his name is where we get the word panic from, right? Eros. I met Eros, the god of sex, just hanging around in the Underworld looking like a Turkish wrestler taking a quick break from his BDSM dungeon. He was nice enough. It kind of wrapped him up in his own palms. Probably seemed like the killer type, but what do I know? Eros agreed to help me find Persephone. She either didn't know I was at the club or she was avoiding me. The place is huge. After I convinced him, I could make sure Persephone didn't blame him for it. Not that I'm sure I can. Frankly, I don't think he was all that convinced either. He just found me amusing, I guess. Alright, my friends. Well, my name is FlightlessBird. This is your story-based gaming channel. If you like what you see, don't forget to thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe. Much love to you all. Thank you for liking the first video. Thank you for commenting on the first video. I do appreciate you all so very much. I can't tell you how much you all changed my life for the better. You are truly the #1 YouTube community on all of YouTube, and I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day. Till next time, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.